Hello everyone, my name is Carmela Cucuzzella and I have the University Research Chair in Integrated Design and Sustainability for the Built Environment at Concordia University in Montreal. I'll be addressing 3 of the recommended questions for my session. First, in your municipal context, what are the current political devices enabling cities to improve the quality of public built environments? In 1991, Montreal created the position of Design Commissioner, which developed into the Bureau de Design for the City of Montreal. They've implemented numerous initiatives to stimulate creation and design and to promote the local and international reputations of Montreal-based designers. Stretched around improving the design of the city and asserting Montreal's status as a UNESCO City of Design, the Bureau de Design's mandate is to support public commissions in design. They are mandated to guide, support, and evaluate innovative design projects and processes for these public commissions, and they provide information on their website about these processes. Notably, competitions are the exception and not the rule in Canada, while requests for proposals based on the lowest price still remain the norm. A more comprehensive library of architecture, urban design, and landscape architecture projects designed in a context of competitions is the Canadian Competitions Catalogue. It's published by the Canada Research Chair in Architecture, Competitions, and Mediations of Excellence at the University of Montreal, where Professor Jean-Pierre Chipin directs the updating of this library of projects. So this leads to the second question. Should we consider competitions the most democratic devices for public procurement and therefore as mandatory processes? In Canada, competitions are most often organized for public projects, public parks, urban design, museums, libraries, cultural centers, etc. These projects require the involvement of multiple stakeholders if we are to ensure a democratic method of design provisioning. The possibility of a representative mix of stakeholders in a competition jury should normally make competitions the most democratic process for provisioning design in the city. However, is a representative mix of stakeholders enough for the competition jury to be a democratic device? We need to be vigilant about the assumed democratic nature of competitions, since, as we have seen in 2020, the American voting system, a system we have assumed to be the most obviously democratic, is in crisis today. So even if we should postulate that a mixed jury in itself ensures the democratic nature of the competition, caution is needed to assure this condition. So the third question, in your own cultural context, how is the representativity of juries managed to ensure the most equitable collective assessment of projects and competitions? In Canada, like in Europe, the jury must necessarily comprise of at least 50% architects, and there are many other types of professionals or community members invited to the jury, as this schema represents. The mix of jury members, the president of the jury, the number of renowned experts, the gaps in common knowledge, etc., these all have an impact on the outcome of the jury process. A mapping of these types of communicative tensions was published in 2020. We studied design competitions between 2008 and 2013, just after the LEED certification was introduced in Canada and was quickly becoming the norm for assessing quality for environmental architecture. This was a crucial time for the competition judgment processes. We adopted this compass for the analysis of the jury observations and used it to map the discursive methods of competition juries. This grid has 2 axes. Along the horizontal axis, we studied the participation type. So from a spectrum of individually driven decisions to a spectrum of collectively driven decisions. Along the vertical axis, we mapped out the lexicon of the debate itself, from a very technical to a very anthropological or sociological lexicon. We studied 12 competitions, which fell along quadrants A, B, and D. A, the technical expert drives the decision. B, an architectural expert drives the decision. Or D, it was a co-construction of architectural qualities driving the decision. There were no competitions that fell in quadrant C. This condition could only occur if the technical experts, along with the rest of the jury, would sift through only the objective facts to construct a final decision. This would be based on the summation of a series of fragmented facts. This approach for selecting a winning project would fail to engage in a qualitative debate that would help understand the projects in any depth, and so this was rather fortunate. For the projects that fell in Quadrant A, the conflict of experts may be summed up as the contradiction between the failure of a technical expert to engage with the complexity of the projects, yet clients require technical expert advice to counterbalance the architect's qualitative discourse, and this does not happen in Quadrant A. So in this quadrant, the technical expert drove the decision virtually on their own, unfortunately. What seems to be essential in the competition format is that the jury behaves as a deliberative forum, oscillating somewhere between the various technical evaluations, the expectations of user experiences, and the debate on overall architectural qualities. Beyond the composition of the jury, it is a question of deep deliberation. How can we ensure that the jury is enabled to use the deliberative forum in a manner that can suspend any decision until they have constructed the qualities of the winning project collectively? Thank you.